All right, today we're going to review the 2016 Volvo XC60 all-wheel drive E. My son Richard Rush is behind the camera, so let's just get right into the vehicles. Come around, let's look at the front. You can notice the front, the more aggressive styling now that Volvo's gotten into, which frankly I really like the looks of the new Volvos. I think they've done a really good job. You see a lot of different people driving Volvos now, not just a lady-only car anymore. And let's face it, for a long time, that's really the car that, that was the demographic that Volvo was marketing to. Not the case anymore. It's very much a family car, men, women. See a lot of different people driving it. One thing I wanted to point out on the lights that Richard just showed you up front is these are an auto dimming, always on high beam light that adjusts with the steering wheel. So it's a really cool lighting feature. Now we've got long days now here in Colorado, so it's hard to see all that at night because we don't drive that much in the dark right now this time of year. But it's a really great feature. Read about it on the website. It's really great. The way they do that is it's a high beam always, and they shade the light according to the different vehicles that are oncoming so you don't blind the cars in front of you. So another cool feature. Volvo, as you all know, known for their safety. One of the things I wanted Richard to point out is all the camera systems that they've got built into the car. You can see that right up here in the windshield itself. And what I mean by cameras is it's got automatic collision warning. It'll tell you what the speed limit is as you're driving. It'll sense bicycles, pedestrians, all sorts of things, and it all includes automatic braking. So if it knows you're going to be in the, if there's a risk of an accident, I should say, it will automatically brake, bring the vehicle to a stop to avoid those types of collisions. And again, Volvo is famous for the safety end of things in the segment. But you look at the back end of the car, really a nice, again, I like the car, nice looking vehicle. We'll get more into the opinion portion of this as we get into the driving portion. But again, the T6 all-wheel drive, this is a 302 horsepower, supercharged and turbocharged engine, 8-speed transmission, 19 miles to the gallon city, 27 highway. We averaged in the 23 to 24 range. Again, great car, tons of power. I'll tell you this, when you drive this car, there is not a lack of power with 300 horsepower underneath the hood. The car just runs and works fantastic. And with the all-wheel drive, in our particular elevation here in Colorado, it would be fantastic. So with that, I'll tell you what, we'll get into the rear end portion. We'll show you how much cubic feet of storage it has. We'll go take a drive, and we'll be right back. All right, now as we get into the back end of the vehicle, the rear cargo area, I should say, behind the seat. One thing we also note, and we've been doing this now in a lot of the crossover SUV style vehicles, a lot of other manufacturers now have an easy opening. You walk up, you kick, or in some cases you just walk up and it automatically opens. Not the case on Volvo. Got to hold down the key fob or grab the handle that's inside of the gate itself. Automatically opens. So it does have an automatic opening and closing hatch, which is nice. As we get into the back, you'll see the privacy screen here, which I like. It just adds privacy. You can put things back here and people can't see in, and it's just a privacy screen. Some cool features in the back though. So total storage with the seats folded. Now let me make sure I get this right. 67.4 cubic feet. So lots of storage back here. That part I really do like. The seats do fold down, so you can actually add a lot more cargo. In fact, Richard, real quick, let me just show you how that works. I'll fold one seat down, just grab the lever. One downside is I had to walk around to do that. You cannot do that from the back, and a lot of vehicles in this class that it's competing with, for example, Lincoln. We just drove the little Lincoln SUV here recently. You can see the review on it also. It actually gives the ability to fold these seats down from the back. So Volvo, if you're listening, that might be something to think about. I'm going to leave this down for now just so you can see what that looks like. It does have a nice little storage compartment here, or divider, I should say, storage divider. You can hang some of your bags and such up. It does have some room underneath here, and this is a cool feature that it has, which I like. You can actually take this hook, put it right up here, and it actually holds this up, so you've got all this other storage compartment area underneath that you can actually utilize. And the cool thing about it is you're not trying to fumble around with this thing on top the cover while you're doing so. So Volvo, great job on that. I think that's a great feature. I think more of the other manufacturers should look at that. But a lot of great room in the back. Again, the privacy screen, the seats that fold down, really works well. Tell you what, let me climb into the other side. We'll show you how much legroom is in this second seat. In fact, we don't need to stop the camera. Let's just keep rolling here. I'll just climb in. So this seat here is all the way back. In fact, my son just climbed out of it. So this particular seat is all the way back. And I'm 5'10", and you'll notice I've still got a good 2 inches of leg room here. Plenty of room, even if this seat was all the way back. It does have some vents back here. It does have built-in booster seats. Now, one comment that Richard made yesterday as we were driving along is in the back seat of this with the built-in booster seats, it does have a little bit of a different feel when you're sitting in the back seat, because you can feel literally in your seat the booster seat, which I'll show you in a moment. There is a center console that folds down, and there's cup holders that pop out here. So it gives you a nice little storage capacity here in the back, and it's a nice wide center console. It's basically the width of a person in the back. I mean, a skinny person, but it does give you some nice storage there. And as I climb out, I'll show you these booster seats. They just pop up from the front here, and it's an automatic built-in booster seat for those of you that have small kids, which, nice feature. Not all manufacturers are doing that, and frankly, I think it's a great added feature, especially for those of you that have families. Just hit the lever, fold that back down. Ingress in and out is nice, and it's got some nice apportionments inside. So Volvo, you've done a great job. There is a little bit of a plastic feel around some of the edges, but frankly, not bad for a car that's priced in the low 50s, and this really is a luxury crossover SUV type vehicle. And frankly, as I think you can kind of tell already as we get in the opinion portion, it's a vehicle I like. I'll give you the pros and cons here in just a minute. I'll hop in the front seat, then we'll go take a drive. Real fast, an addendum Richard wanted to point out, and I almost forgot it. The seats in the back are split three ways, and you'll notice the reason for that is if you've got skis or something long, a snowboard, what have you, you can actually put that in the middle, still have two passengers in there, but have the ability to store things inside the car without having to put a roof rack or something like that on it. So again, nice job, Volvo. Let's jump into the front seat. All right, folks, before we get into the front seat portion, I do want to go over some of the options that this car has. It starts out at $43,350. Now, again, that is the full T6 all-wheel drive Drive-E, so that's the car itself, $43,350. There's a $4,400 Platinum package, which is a power liftgate that's programmable as to how high it will actually raise. The dual active xenon headlamps we talked about earlier, with washers that actually wash the front headlights off, which I didn't mention in the opening. I should have. Auto-dimming rearview mirror, rear park assist. There's a convenient package, which is the garage door opener, the cargo cover, a grocery bag holder, the 12-volt outlets in the back, electric folding rear headrest, which we'll show you here in just a minute, the Harman Kardon premium sound system, the accent lighting, the tech package, which is adaptive cruise, collision warning with full auto brake, which I talked about earlier, the pedestrian cycling detection with the active braking, or the auto braking, I talked about that also, distance alert, which tells you if you're coming up upon a vehicle, there's little lights that we will not be able to show you in the driving portion, but little lights up here, kind of a heads-up display that tell you how close you are to the vehicle in front of you, lane departure warning, which alert you if you're running out of your lane itself, driver alert control, active high beams, which I did talk about, and the roadside information, which again, all that's coming out of this camera system that's built in. There's a climate package on this, $1,550. Again, you cannot see it because we can't get the camera focused enough, but it'll give you heated seats and a heated windshield also, which again, we just can't show you, but there's actual little wires running through the windshield glass. Land Rover, Range Rover is famous for that. Volvo has picked that up. It's a great feature, especially in cold climates. It also gives you the power child locks, heated windshield washer nozzles, goes along with the heated windshield up here, heated steering wheel, and as I just mentioned, the heated windshield comes in that package. So really, you get a lot in that one for $1,550. Contoured seats that are in this particular vehicle are an additional $500. The paint, $560. And the walnut inlay, which Richard can show you on the door panel here in just a second, is $400, which is really nice. It's actually right here in the center console and on both side doors. And then, of course, they get you the destination charge for the $995. And then there's an option on the steering wheel here. Actually, the 19-inch wheels outside are $750. Steering wheel itself, pretty standard Volvo. All of your controls are here. All of your wipers. All of the in-dash stuff is controlled, which is a little bit hard to get used to. Instead of it being on the steering wheel itself, you control it with the turn signal lever over here on the left. There's a knob you turn and an OK button out on the very end that kind of go through the different modes in there. The rest of the center stack, pretty standard Volvo. We've reviewed some of the Volvos in the past. It's a little bit of getting used to when you first climb into the vehicle. For those of us that, and not all of you are like this, we drive a lot of different vehicles, and I will say this one is enough different that it takes you a little bit of getting used to because of the way the center stack is designed. And once you're used to it, it's pretty handy, easy, everything is within great reach, and you really don't take your eyes off the road much because it's all right down here and you can really just use your hand to do what you need to and still keep your eyes on the road. Nice big panoramic roof. I don't know if Richard can actually take a nice picture of that, but it does have a nice sunroof to it, longer than most vehicles have got. Gives you a nice open air feeling. And the other cool thing I like about the vehicle, and I don't know if Richard can show it or not, but I love these rimless rear view mirrors that Volvo uses. It's just a nice added feature. There's nothing around the outer edge. It just kind of floats out here. I really like that. It looks really, really well. Volvo, great job on the interior as always. Very, very comfortable. One of the most comfortable vehicles you will drive as far as seating and that is concerned. And I'll tell you what, let's just go take a drive and I'll give you my opinion of the all-new 2016 Volvo XC60. All right, before we take a quick drive, center stack again. The only downside, so one of the complaints I have with this vehicle, I wish the screen size was larger. And on some of the other Volvo models, XC90 for example, they've put a nice larger center stack in it with a bigger screen, touch screen, etc. That's not here. Not a big problem. You can still read everything, but it just is a lot smaller screen than what a lot of the competitors in the marketplace are doing. Put it in reverse. It does have the backup camera with the dynamic line, so if I'm going to get over here to the curb, you can put yourself right next to the curb by watching the lines. You can do that with your mirrors also, but you know, it's all right there for you. And again, all the collision alerts, etc., are all built into this particular system. It's going to be hard to show you, and we've done it in the past as far as all the different modes in the LCD screen up here, but there's an Eco, an Elegant, and a Performance mode. It just changes the look of the particular screen that you're looking at as far as the functionality of it and what's there. Well, let's just take a quick drive. Nice early Colorado morning here, as it's a little bit brisk. We've had some rain. Let me just be quiet real quick and you can just hear the interior quietness of this vehicle. It's a very quiet vehicle, so Volvo, you've done a great job on that. Considering how much power the vehicle has, the ability to accelerate into traffic, the car works and handles extremely well. And the way they've done the engine, supercharged and turbocharged, the supercharger they're using for all low end, so there's literally no turbo lag with this car whatsoever. It just works phenomenal. The car again, driving wise, it's quiet, it's smooth, it performs well, handles well, looks good. You're just going to be the judge of whether that $50K price tag is in your budget. So let me pull over real quick and I'll just give you my opinion real quick. I should say our opinion of the XC60. Both Richard and I both drove it. And you know, again, it's a great car. All the safety features you would ever want. Start-stop technology. You just heard maybe the engine shut off as we just came to a stop. That helps out with the fuel economy. The sound system is great. The interior comfortability is fantastic. There's plenty of room in that second row seating for any kind of passengers you would have, plus the built-in booster seats. This is a great, safe family vehicle, priced right around the $50,000 mark. You know what? 2 thumbs up, Volvo. I think you've done a good job on this vehicle. There's a few things I would like to change. One being the screen, the other being put an automatic opening hatch in the back. That would be one nice added feature. I, for example, came out yesterday, hands full of groceries. I'm fumbling for the key fob, trying to find it. I finally just had my wife reach over, grab the handle, you know, because the key fob was in my pocket. She gets the door open. Those are the kind of things that really, manufacturers, you should be paying attention to what's going on in the marketplace and those easy opening tailgates that a lot of competitors are doing. You know what? What might not be a deal killer for me, although there's other vehicles you can go out there and buy that have those accessories, you know, have those options on them, something you'll have to consider. So, go test drive the new Volvo XC60 at your local Volvo dealer. Tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.